Well, hello, everyone. My name is Al Thorup. I am the Executive Director for the Mortgage Bankers Association of Kentucky. And I'm here today with Daniel Baker, Vice President of Mortgage Banking at Edmonton State Bank and a past student of the Future Leaders program. And with that, we're going to talk briefly about the program and his experience. And so thank you, Daniel, for agreeing to participate in this.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Briefly share with us your history in mortgage banking.
Sure. So I started in banking in 2008 and I started on the mortgage side in 2010. I started as a processor and underwriter, did that for 2 years before I became a loan officer, which I did for 6 years. And for the past 3 years, I've managed the mortgage department for the bank, and I oversee the originating, processing, underwriting, closing, and servicing of our bank's mortgage operations. I work for Edmonton State Bank, and we're a community bank located in South Central Kentucky.
Okay, so you have a pretty wide range of responsibilities.
I do, and I also still originate, so throw
Oh
that
my
on.
gosh. And you sleep 3 hours a night, right?
I try to get a little bit more than that, but
All
yeah.
right. Well, thank you. We marketed this course last year before you took it. And was there anything about the program that attracted you to say, you know what, hey, I need to participate in this?
Yeah, I actually was not familiar with the Future Leaders class until one day I got an email that was advertising it. And when I kind of looked into it, what caught my eye the most was the wide variety of courses that it offered. There was everything from sales to underwriting, compliance, appraisals, servicing and default, secondary market, MI, and everything in between. And I was not familiar with anything that offered such a wide variety. So that, I guess, is what caught my eye the most. The other thing that was appealing to me was the fact that it was through the state chapter. Obviously, the mortgage industry in Kentucky is a lot different than it is in, say California and Texas, for example. So having local peers teach the class and focusing on local issues, that was very appealing to me. And on top of that, it seemed very affordable considering what all it offered.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And we've designed this course over the years to touch every major component of mortgage banking. Clearly, we can't go in depth on every one of them, but we want to make sure we cover the bases from the point of the origination of the loan all the way to when it is sold, from a servicing aspect and everything in between, and focusing in on having people that are presenters who are doing that portion of the industry business right now. Um, what would you say would be the most valuable part of the program from your standpoint as you were going through it?
Well, there was every course to me was very helpful and seeing a deep insight into each topic. Um, but something in addition to that was beneficial to me was, I spent my entire mortgage career with one company, so I've only seen kind of one side to it. And just having the chance to interact with others and see how other mortgage lenders approach different aspects of the mortgage industry, that was very intriguing to me. Sometimes you may see something that's might be done more efficiently. Other things you can look at seeing how others do, and it matches up with what you do, and it kind of validates the way that we do things already. So that's always good to know as well. It also obviously, it gave a chance for us to network and build relationships that we otherwise wouldn't have had a chance to. For example, in my group project, I was partnered with a sales rep from an MI company. And since the class ended, we got to talking and we're partnering up, my bank with her mortgage insurance company. So that's just an example of how building relationships kind of helps, going forward.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a perfect example. And thank you for sharing that, that you get a chance to meet people that have, number one, experiences that are different from yours in many ways, but number two, they are primarily from different companies and different perspectives on how we all do pretty much the same thing, but it gives you an opportunity to meet them, to learn a little bit about them and how their company handles certain situations. And then ultimately, as you have just shared, maybe additional opportunities for business for a win-win situation for both of you down the road here. Um, Lastly, I think I know the answer to this, but lastly, would you recommend this course to others, and if so, why?
I absolutely would. That first of all, you do a fantastic job of finding people to teach these courses who are knowledgeable while at the same time making it interesting. There's a lot of value whether you're brand new to the industry or whether you've been in it for decades. Um, if you're somebody like me who's only been with one company, or whether you're just kind of stuck in one single job and siloed in one position, um, it's especially beneficial because it gives you a chance to see the whole landscape from a different perspective. Um, I know it's called Future Leaders, but it's also for current leaders, and it's even for those who don't necessarily aspire to be a leader and just want to gain knowledge to help them, in the position they're in. So to answer your question, it'll definitely be something that I recommend others for in the future, and I actually intend to do that with our next upcoming class.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Daniel. We very much appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Al. You do the same.